Today, we are diving into the ultimate productivity tool for startups and small businesses, Airtable. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, mastering Airtable can revolutionize the way you manage your projects, organize your data, and skyrocket your efficiency. Need to track your sales leads, manage your inventory, collaborate with your team in real time? Airtable's got you covered. I'm going to guide you through the basics of Airtable. I'll start with the basics, setting up your first base, customizing views, and adding fields that fit your business. Then we'll dive into fun stuff like automations, integrations, and tips to turbocharge your workflow. By the end of this video, you'll be an Airtable expert ready to tackle anything your business throws your way. To get started with Airtable, click on sign up for free. Create your free account with your work email or sign in with your Google account. After creating your account, you will be redirected over here. This will be your first workspace. What a workspace is, it's basically a folder for all your databases that you've created on Airtable. To create a database, you can choose to start from scratch, where you'll create a new blank base with custom tables, fields, and views. Another option you can choose is to quickly upload, where you can easily migrate your existing projects in just a few minutes. You can also choose the last option, which is to start with templates. Now, here's where you'll select a template to get started and customize as you go. When you click on Start with Templates, you can see different templates that you can use over here, like Business Roadmap, Project Tracker, Vendor Management. And if you'd like to see more templates, you can click on Explore More Templates. You can view the popular templates that you can use right here. You can also browse by category, where if you'd like a marketing template, you can click on Marketing and you'll find marketing templates similar to product and design, operations, IT, engineering. And if you'd like to see more, you can click on See All right here. We're going to start creating our base from scratch. So I'm going to close this one and click on Start from Scratch. But the first thing we will do is rename our base. Click over here where it says Untitled Base and rename your base. Pick an appearance for our base. Let us pick that one. You can also pick an icon. You can pick any of these icons right here. Say you want to pick this one. And then below you'll see the base guide, where you'll use this guide to share the goals and details of your base with your team. The first thing you'll see is tables. A table is just used to group rows, and it's just similar to a spreadsheet, and you can be able to create multiple tables right here. Now, a row, just records used to store independent items. All the records concerning the tables right here, you will store them right here. A column field is where you add the relevant details about your records. Views allow us to change the way we manage our data. The first thing we'll do is rename our table. So to rename the table, just click over here and rename our table. Since our database is client-related CRM, different tables that we could add include contacts, accounts, companies, deals, departments, sales. All these are different tables which you can create and now add information into those tables and start tracking. You can delete these fields so we can start from scratch. To add a list of contacts right here, we can add. On the contact list, we want to track these clients list right here. Besides tracking their name, you can choose to track other important information like their phone number, email, department. You can choose the status of those particular contacts on this table. So over here, we can choose to create a new field for email and choose to create the field. If you try and do the link over here, click on it, you'll see it will be a link right here. Another field that you can add is phone number. Over here, you can choose phone number as our field and click on create. So here you can choose to add numbers. Now to add another field called department, just click right here. You can choose single select. Our field is called department, and then you can add options right here. So these contacts can be in the marketing department. Add another option within the IT department. Another option could be HR, and then click on create. So now when we click on department, we can find an option to assign to our contact list. So we are reaching out to Kimberly, and she's in the marketing department. You can choose marketing right here. For Peter, you can say he's in IT. For Stella, Stella, you can say he's in HR, and for David, you can say he's in operations. We can also choose to add another field of status. So click on single select. We can rename it as status. Then click on add option. The first option could be replied. Another option could be do not reply. Another option could be back. On create a field. Over here we can pick the status as replied. This one is reply. This one is replied. Let us say on this list you have hundreds or even thousands of lists that you are tracking right here, and you would like to only track specific information from the entire list. Now, how can you do that? You can achieve that using views. To create a new view, just click on grid view and rename the view right here. Let's say we want to view all the contacts on our list that replied to us. You can rename it to replied and then click on create new view. Here we see our name for our view and all these view configurations. If we want to call these leads, we can choose to hide the emails. So to hide the emails, you can come over here, hide the email, and now you're left with a phone number. To unhide, click on unhide right here. To filter, you can choose to filter using a condition. So you can choose to add a condition where status is replied, and now you can see all the contacts that replied. You can choose to group with status. Now you can see that we have grouped according to status. So the ones that replied are these ones, the one that did not reply are these ones, and the one that we didn't hear back from are these ones. You can also choose to group by department, the marketing department, IT, HR, operations, and you can see all the leads that are in the different departments. So it has been sorted in the alphabetical order. You can choose to add color, choose to color contacts based on condition. Our condition could be where department is HR. You can see colored right here. You can also choose to choose the row height, tall, extra. Without changing any records on the table, you can pick a specific information just by creating a view and specifying the information that you like to pick. By assigning the view configuration, you will have the specific information that you are looking for. Change Peter to replied. When we go back to the contact list, you will see that Peter has been changed to replied. We already tried the grid view. You can also create a calendar view right here and then click on create new view. Here you will create a date field to place contacts on the calendar. So to do that, click on create a new date field and then click on create field and then click on done. So over here you can add dates to Kimberly, and then to Peter, the 15th. To Stella, you can add the date here to 18th, and David, you can add the date here to 23rd. We have assigned all our contacts with a particular date on our calendar. Another view is the gallery view. Written in view right here. Here's the gallery view. So you can see the different information of our particular contact right here. So if it's Kimberly, you're seeing the name of our contact, the email, phone number, and the department they are in. Similar to Peter, Stella, David, and the rest of other data that you will have. You can choose also to create a Kanban view. Click on create new view, and you can choose the record field you would like to use for this Kanban view. You can choose status and click on done, and you can see that we have stacked our view using status. So for the replied, we have all the contacts that replied to us. If we want to change, we can drag and drop a particular contact to a particular stack that you like. You can also stack by department. You can see we have all the different contacts on different departments. When we moved Peter from the replied status to the didn't reply status, it also updated all the other views back to the replied view. You can see that the status of Peter changed to didn't reply because over here we dragged him to the didn't reply stack. Even on our contact list, you can see that Peter status changed to didn't reply. I'd like to show you how you can link data across multiple tables. For example, let's say we want to add the companies that all our contacts are in. So we can choose to add field name right here and call it companies, and then choose a single line text and click on create field. And then over here we can add fake company names. Like if we want to add another table of companies, so we can add data about those companies. We can link the data on this table to the new table, create the new table of companies, so we can add additional information about the companies. We are going to click on edit field. Now instead of single line text, we are going to choose link to another record and then click on create a new table. We're going to call it companies and click on save. Now to click on convert, you will notice that there's a new table that has been created called companies. And now we have our main field set as the names of the companies that our contacts work in. Kimberly and Stella work in Econ Limited, Peter works in Cloud Distributaries, and David works in Shell Group. So what we have done, we have basically just linked the records over here to create the new table of the companies that our contacts work in. On this new table, you can add data in the company's table. Let's say, for example, we want to know what kind of industry these companies are in. And click on single select. Over here, we can say IT, retail, oil, and then click on create. Econ Limited is in retail, Cloud Distributaries is in IT industry, and then Shell Group is in the oil industry. So if we add a new contact here like Kevin, email. Over here, we've just added a new record of Kevin who works at Cloud Distributaries. Now let us see if the information has been updated on our contacts list. There's a new record of Kevin. Here's his email, his phone number. He works in IT department. His status is replied, and the company that he works in is Cloud Distributors. So we added this information on the company's table, and the information has been updated on our main contacts list. You can add information on one table, and it will automatically be updated on the other linked table. Let's try add a new record on our contacts list and see if it will be automatically updated on the company's list. So we can add a new contact right here. When we go back to companies, we will see now we have a new record of Dan working in Shell Group. It automatically updates on the company's list. I went on and created a new table for accounts where we can begin collecting records for the accounts and deals that have been closed, pending or not closed. So you can see the primary field over here is for the deals, and then other fields that feed more data is example value, status, and company. So you can see like the Champs deal valued at 20K. Status, it has been closed, and it has been closed by the company Econ Limited. The way I sourced the company data is I linked this field with this table. So you can see even on the company's table, there is another field for accounts and also the type of deals that different companies have closed or pending or not closed yet. If I wanted to source data from another field of another table to add it right here, I will use lookups. So for example, if I wanted to know the kind of industries that these companies are in, I can add a field right here and source that information from companies using lookup field type. To do that, just click on add field, and then we can name the field as industry. Then find the field type lookup, select lookup source, which is company, and then the company's field you want to look up, and choose industries, and then create a field. Now you can see that over here we have a new field of industries on our accounts table. We cannot be able to edit this data on the accounts because this information is being sourced from a different table. This information is being sourced from companies right here. So the only way we can edit this is if we came over here to companies and changed right here. Let's say we change clouds to retail, and then Acorn into IT and go back to accounts. You can see that the data has also changed. That Acorn Limited is in the industry of IT and cloud distributors is in retail. So the data, you can only change the data over here and then it will automatically be updated throughout the other fields that are linked to it. Let's say we want to add a field of departments on our accounts table. So first of all, you need to understand that on our accounts table, it's sourcing its information from companies. For us to add the departments right here, we will first of all have to have a departments field over here. So the first thing we'll need to do is to add the departments fields right here on our company's table from the contacts list right here. And to do that, we're going to click on add field, rename this field to departments, then click on look up. Choose the field, we're going to choose contact list, and then the field we're going to choose on departments, and then click on create field. So you can see the departments right here. Now, if you want to add this department on our accounts table, we're going to repeat the same process where we're going to say departments, and then search for lookup, and then company, and then search for field, and then departments, and then click on create departments. On our accounts table, we have the departments field right here. Now, let's talk about automations. If you have different actions taken in your database, for example, deals are being closed, you're adding contacts on your list, you're also sending contracts, you're messaging your team about the various deals that are closed, you can automate most of these tasks using Airtable. For example, if a deal has been closed, you may choose to send a contract. You may choose to notify your team. You may choose to send a Slack message. To automate all these tasks, you click on automations right here. Over here, here's where you will set up all the automations. So you can see over here different automations that you can set up using Airtable. You can send an email. You can also send a Slack message. You can update a record. You can send a weekly digest. You can generate a weekly digest in Google Docs. Every single automation will start with a trigger. Here's where you'll add your trigger and you'll pick a trigger right here. You can also see other more triggers right here. Here are a couple of more integrations. So you can integrate with your calendar forms, sheets, Outlook email, Outlook calendar. To get started, let's start by renaming our automation. So we'll call our automation deal close. Now let us start setting up our automation. To set up an automation, we are going to add a trigger first. Set a trigger to when a record matches condition. 80% of the time you're going to use this trigger. And now we're going to begin setting up our automation. The trigger type is when record matches condition. To configure, we're going to select a table. Like I mentioned, we are going to set up an automation that when a deal is closed, we are going to send a message on Slack. To set up, we're going to start by selecting a table and then adding a condition. So our condition is when status changes to closed, we are going to perform the next action, which is sending a message to Slack. To do that, let us add advanced logics. Since we want to send a message, we're going over here to Slack and click on send a message. Over here, we're going to start configuring our message, the one that we would like to send. So first of all, the description can be deal is closed. And then the configuration. So for Slack, we're going to connect to a Slack account. So I've connected Airtable with our Slack account. So let us click on the random channel. And over here, we're going to write a message that we would like to send on Slack. So let us preview. We just close a deal. Deal with the account limited value that is closed. So over here, after you've configured the message, click on live so we can run our automation and then come back to data. So when we change our status to close, it will run our automation successfully. So let us see history. So you can see it ran successfully. In Slack, you can see we sent the 2 messages right here. Say for example, we can go back to data, change the shell group automation to closed on automations, and on our Slack, our message has just been sent right here. So that's how you can run automations on Airtable. You can choose to invite people into your Airtable database. To share your database, click on share over here. You can invite by email or you can create a link. Here's where you'll create an invite link and send it to the person you would like to invite to your database, or you can share publicly. There are different roles you can give to the person that you're trying to invite to your database. The first one is creator. So here we will be able to fully configure and edit the database. Another role is editor. Here he can only edit records and views but not configure tables or fields. Another role can be commenter. Here he can be able to comment on records and create personal views. And the last one is read only. The one that I would recommend mostly to assign is the role of editor. What if you want to share a specific info, let's say for example closed deals? Now the way you will share the data, you will create a new view and create a new view. Now after you've created the new view, you can come over here and filter by adding conditions. Let's say when status is closed, and now you have all the closed deals right here. Now to share this data, click on share and sync, and then click on create to view, and this is a link that you will share with the person that you like view the closed deals. So that's how you can share the database and also share a specific data grouped into a view. The person that you are trying to share the link with, he will have the data of all the closed deals. Let me show you how you can be able to sync data. For example, if you want to pull certain data, you can be able to sync both databases and you can be able to access that data onto your database. Let's say now we want to create a new database, an onboarding database. We have this as our new database. This is the database we will like access to the closed deals right here. We're going to sync this database with this one right here. The first thing we are going to do is we're going to click on share and sync and click on sync data to another database, and then click on allow data in this view to be synced to other bases. You can see it's syncing data to another base. The next thing we do, we'll copy shared view link and then come back to the database that we would like to access the data from and click on over here where it says add or import, and then click on base, enter the link that we just copied right here. We'll begin the process of syncing the data. You can see we're syncing from Airtable to deals closed. And now on our new database, we have all the deals that have been closed right here. But we cannot be able to make any changes since this is the destination of this data and is where the data is coming from. So we can only make changes right here to the primary database, but these are the databases can only just reflect over here. We cannot make any changes. So if we change, let's say the value of this one to 100,000 and come back right here, refreshing it by syncing it right now, you can see the changes have been updated on the new database right here. You can also see if we refresh right here, the changes have also been made. That's how you can sync data from one database to another database. With this database, you can treat it as a normal database. On this database, you can add fields, records. You can also create views and automations just as a normal database. For example, if you would like to add a field, you can add a field right here. Let's say you want to add deals. You can link to another record and then click on deals, close, and then create a field. I've added the deals right here and here are the names of the deals right here. Let's talk about extensions. Click on extensions right here. And remember, Extensions suggest visual dashboards that help you take action on your data. So to add an extension, click on add an extension right here. And you can add any extension that you would like. I'm going to try this extension called pivot table. Click on add extension. Going to customize the pivot table settings. Our table, we're going to choose the contact list view. We can use a contact list view, row group. And if everything looks fine, I'll click on done and click on close. And over here, you can see that through pivot table, we can be able to view our data in a dashboard visual style. Using this dashboard, we can now be able to make a decision based on visual data. Let us talk about integration. Click on connect new account, and you can see all the different accounts that you can connect to Airtable. For interfaces, just click on interface over here. Here's where you will drag and drop your data into action. To start building, just click on start building right here, and you can start by building an interface or by building a form. By building an interface, you'll be able to manage and share end-to-end workflows with your team. And by building a form, you can collect data from a broad audience even outside Airtable. Let us try building an interface. Now click on next. You can name your interface and click on next. So you can choose the layout right here, the list, gallery, Kanban, calendar, timeline, form, Kanban. Looks perfect. Click on next. To connect to a table, just find your table right here, and you can find a stacking field right here. I'm going to choose status and click on finish. We just created our own interface. You can see how we organized our data right here. The title is our contact list, sourcing the data from our contact list table. We use Kanban. You can also filter by conditions right here. So if you would like to see closed deals, you can add a condition and you'll be able to view closed deals on your interface. You can be able also to sort, search, filter, allow users to print. Click on done so you can save changes. To preview your interface, just click on preview. This is how your interface looks. Okay, if you like to see now who replied, you can be able to see who replied, who didn't reply, and who you didn't hear back from. Now, if you like to share, you can share right here with a team member. Or if you like to publish, just click on publish and then click on publish. And that's it right here. Here you can see both the databases that we created on Airtable and the CRM interface. This is just a brief beginner tutorial of Airtable. There's a lot I've not covered on this video. I will cover more in the future videos. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on future videos.